when you're talking about those redistricting wars, obviously the biggest one happened in California. At the time, Governor Gavin Newsom, he vowed to retaliate the Texas maps. He said he was going to fight fire with fire, and he did. He introduced Prop 50, which was that measure to directly counteract the maps and flip 5 red seats in California to blue. And that passed with flying colors earlier this month in California. Because these maps were blocked in Texas, do we need Prop 50? Do we need a new map in California?
Well, you certainly do, because the voters of California voted and said they wanted it. That's what we didn't get an opportunity to do in Texas. That was robbed of us. It would shove down our throats whether we wanted it or not. So they can sit and whine about California all you want. Governor Gavin Newsom did this the appropriate way and let the voters make the decision. And surely they landed exactly in what was in the best interest of their state. And we should have been given the opportunity to do that as well. Prop 50 is passed. That is the law. Those will be the maps. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And that's the prize that Donald Trump won because he decided to do this. Another point I want to make. Elected officials shouldn't work for the president. Elected officials should work for the people who elected them. And people in Texas wildly did not want new maps drawn. They did not want to have this gerrymandered, just as we didn't want school vouchers here in Texas. But Donald Trump and a couple of East Coast sugar daddies just decided they wanted to come into our state and tell our governor and our Republican politicians what they wanted. And they asked, how high can I jump for you? Yes, sir. What more can I do? And Texas Democrats don't work for Donald Trump. We work for the people of Texas.
I just have to go back, though, to Prop 50. It's also known as the Election Rigging Response Act. So it's by its name, it is a response to what happened in Texas. I'm curious. I mean, gerrymandering, everyone says, hey, we don't like it when it's the other side, of course. But now this is gerrymandering giving Democrats a boost. Is it wrong here in California? I mean, what about Republicans in California? And I know you're a Democrat, obviously, but what is this doing to their voice?
I mean, your question's very fair, but what I'll tell you is we don't ever like gerrymandering. If Democrats had their way, we would have federal nonpartisan redistricting committees so that no one anywhere can gerrymander. But you can't expect Democrats to operate by a separate set of rules than Republicans, okay? That's just not realistic. So when Republicans decide they want to start playing these games, Democrats are going to respond. Democrats did not lead saying that this is what we were going to do. We did this because Republicans decided they were going to start this. That's why it was the redistricting response, right? And so this is what happens whenever they choose to play these games. You know what would solve for Prop 50? If Republican members of Congress, the president, and Republican members of the Senate signed on to federal nonpartisan redistricting committees. If you did that, you'd redraw California. You'd redraw Texas. Everybody would have fair districts. Communities would be protected in their representation. But they aren't going to sign on to do that because they're going to continue to try to do this around the country. That's why keeping California where it is important, because they're going to go to Indiana, they're going to go to Florida, they're going to go all over the country, keeping on trying to play this game. And it's ridiculous. You know what you should do when you're losing elections? Get better ideas. It's a whole lot easier than putting all of us through this mess of having to redraw districts all across the country.
Do you think for now, because these maps in Texas are blocked, that there is going to be more maps being redrawn in other states to try to find those 5 seats?
I hope that this sends the message that it's not appropriate. But I have learned to stop expecting Republicans to do the right thing. There was a period in my life, I'll tell you, where I just really had this optimistic view of government, of us all working together to get things done. But it's become apparent that we're sitting here at the table trying to work to get things done. They're over here trying to figure out how to rig the system so that they can just run in perpetuity, regardless of what the people in this country actually want. And so, yeah, I would suspect they're probably going to keep doing it. But if they're smart, they'll learn a lesson from this. And it's that when you do this, you don't have anything to gain. Because ultimately, we have a system here in this country that's designed to protect our democracy, and we aren't going to allow them to subvert it. That's what the court said.